Hey guys, Chris here with Work to Game, and today I'm going to talk about the best tactical abilities. Going in order, we're going to start with Cloak. It quote-unquote makes you nearly invisible, which is exactly what it does. You can still see pilots that are cloaked, which means that if you have to behave like pilots can see you, why are you going to use it? It's just not as strong as some of these other abilities, especially when you talk about pilot v pilot, where people are looking for literally any motion, and honestly, in a game this style, if you get the jump on somebody, you're probably going to kill them regardless of whether or not they can see your full pilot. Next is Pulse Blade. Easily one of the best two in the game. It absolutely does what Map Hack did at the beginning, but in a localized area. As a side note, if you hit somebody with a actual Pulse Blade itself, it will kill them instantly, Grunt, Spectre, or Pilot. But most importantly, it's going to emit their locations in live time to not only you, but the rest of your team. Grapple. Movement is easily one of the most important things. A pilot that moves better will typically top the boards more often. As the side note to that, if you have not done the beginning of the storyline, it does make you a better player if you struggle with wall running and feeling comfortable with Titanfall if you perhaps didn't play Titanfall 1. But Grapple has to be compared directly to Stim because you only get to choose one. Stim increases motion, and yes, Grapple's nice because if you grapple a Titan, it'll put you on that Titan. But while stimming, you can shoot and you're healing, which means that of the two, sorry Grapple, Stim takes the lead. AWOL, this is that half shield you see people use. Honestly, if you go up against this, just go around or wait for it to expire because this can be destroyed from the base at the bottom behind, but in the meantime, they're going to be able to shoot at you and you're not going to be able to shoot back. If you come up behind them, these are usually players that are not comfortable going head to head, so more often than not, it is not hard to beat them. It encourages bad behavior and it doesn't make you better at actually fighting pilot v pilot. It is useful on hard point because you are actually defending a point, but the rest of the time, this game is not one directional. Which brings us to Phase Shift, the tactical ability given to you in Coliseum at the launch of the game. You should use it if for no other reason than to know how it works. Try it out, get a feel for the timing, that way when it's used against you, you have a feel for how long are they going to be in that alternate reality, about how much distance can they cover, where do you think they're headed, so that you stand a chance of beating them in the heads up that's about to happen. The downside of that is that as the user, you are in it for a very set amount of time. It does make you somewhat predictable to experienced pilots, which means that I would go ahead and use Stim or Pulse Blade for the majority of my play. Holo Pilot, easily the funniest one in the bunch to use. I'm not sure that it has any competitive advantage because it splits you into a bunch of guys that mimic you, and if they pick you out of the bunch, you are still dead. Those are the 7 tactical abilities current in the game. I think Stim is probably the single best one because it not only provides regen and the ability to shoot while doing it, but it's an incredible movement boost to the point where you can actually be somewhat difficult to shoot, especially if wall running. But you have to keep Pulse Blade in the mix because as a team player, Pulse Blade is incredibly useful. If you've ever played on a team that uses a lot of Pulse Blade and Map Hack, then you know that those are the games that can end up in landslide victories if the other team is not doing the same. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, please like this video if you'd like to see more like it. Please subscribe if you haven't joined our community. Check out some of our other videos, and thanks for watching.